Small things done every day do add up over time. In this video, I'm sharing 13 simple habits that I do every day that help me save money, cut costs, and reach the goals that we have. So maybe you will be inspired to make daily changes that added up over time will make a big difference. So tell me down below, what things do you do every day to save money and cut expenses? I would love for you to add to this list so that others can go to my list and to yours and get inspiration for what they can do in adding daily habits to help save money. Number one, we pay bills as soon as they come in the door. We don't let them sit around. We don't worry about them getting lost. It's best for us to go ahead and put it in, get it cleared, get the check sent from the bank, and be done with it. Late fees are a thing. We are not wanting to pay those. Number two is I consult my monthly calendar to see what meal is planned for the day. I print 12 months worth of calendars out at the beginning of the year, and each week I fill in what we're having. We go on a weekly shopping trip, so I fill in what we're having for the week based on what we currently have, based on sales, put it in so that I check every single day. That's what we're making, and we already have what we need to make it. Number three is one I seem to be doing on a daily basis, so I had to add it to this list. Maybe it's because I have this channel and other people know that I have this channel, but I have to laugh off other people's money advice. The silliest one I've heard recently was someone saying, taking out money at 3% interest is like free money. How someone can come to that conclusion, I have no idea. That seems like some warped reality that has soaked itself into someone's brain from the debt cycling brainwashing that happens. The person that was with me who heard this, we were sitting and having a conversation. We both kind of just looked, what? That makes no sense. Number four is something that I've been doing daily since I read it in a book in 2023, and it came from a book called The Gap and the Gain by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. He also has several books. Be Your Future Self Now is a really great one. Check him out. Great techniques in this book. Writing down at the end of the day 3 gains or wins that you happen to you. And what this does is keep your mind focused on the good things that happen, whereas most of the time our mind wants to go to the negative things. So let's say you got a negative comment about your performance at work. 1 negative comment, but you've had 10 positive comments. You're going to dwell on that negative comment and forget the 10 positive ones. This helps your brain keep on the positive things, and it makes you actually go back through your entire day at the end of the day, even if it's something super mundane like somebody let me out in traffic that was backed up for forever. You're going to write it down. It's just going to give you a much more positive outlook on the day, which does in turn turn over into success in your financial life. Number 5 is I check in on my budget. I've been talking about this recently. I went back to using the EveryDollar app. It is by Dave Ramsey, not sponsored whatsoever, and I use the completely free version. You don't need the upgraded version. I use the free one. It's fantastic. It used to be clunky a long time ago. That's why I stopped using it, but I'm back at it. It just works so much easier for me. It's in my phone. I check in on my budget to see where I am, how I'm tracking, what bills have I left to come in. Talk about when bills come in. As soon as they come in, you pay them. I know last month the electrical bill, probably because it was the holidays, hadn't arrived yet. I knew that because I looked at my budget. I hadn't paid it, and I thought, I might need to call them. If it hasn't gotten here, it might have gotten lost in the mail, and if so, I don't want a late fee from that. Number 6, involved with the budget, is I write down what I spend. This is huge. If there are 2 things that you can do and you do nothing else every day, it's that budget and it's writing down what you spend. Amazing. Even if you go over budget, now you know why. If you don't have an idea of what you're spending, you're going to be one of the many people that goes, I make all this money, but I don't know where it goes. Number 7 is one that's also extremely helpful. What this does is builds a buffer in your checking account. So what I do when I make a purchase and I use my budget and I track my spending is I round up. Number 7 is rounding up. So if I make a purchase that's $2.57, I round up to $3. If I make a purchase that's $24.02, I round up to $25. What happens is I spend less because I reach my budget before I would have, and then I inadvertently keep that money in savings. I save money without even kind of really thinking about it. And that really can add up over time. And what it really does for people too is adds that cushion in your checking account. I like a good cushion in my checking account. You never know if you forget something, you didn't write it down, you didn't budget for it, if it comes through, so you don't have a insufficient funds situation. Perhaps if you start building up too big of a cushion, take a portion of it, move it to savings. It's like found money. Number 8 is I bring my breakfast, I bring my lunch, I bring my snacks. This is huge in helping. Now, I'm not saying it's 100%. There may be some days when I completely forget, don't have leftovers, and I have to go out for lunch. Those days hurt, but I do that. And I try to make sure as reasonable as possible I get lunch. But most of the time, I bring my breakfast, my lunch, and my snacks. I bring a big cooler with me. I also bring my own tea. Now, if you've heard about anything last year, I ended up getting a couple of kidney stones because black tea does cause or helps contribute to them, I would say, is what the research has shown. So I still do drink a little bit, but not a ton. So I bring my tea in my cup, my insulated cup. I bring it all with me. This definitely saves me on a daily basis. Number 9 is I think like a minimalist. I went through a couple of years when I tried to be on that minimalism train, and then I realized I'm not. So I read all the books, I watched the documentaries, and I love them, and I recommend them to everybody. I'm not a minimalist. However, it completely changed the way I spent money. I think about, do I need this? Where will it go? More stuff is more stress. So is this thing really worth it? So if you haven't checked out like Joshua Becker or The Minimalist or the Minimalism documentary, check them out. Number 10 is we eat simple meals. Using that meal planner, that monthly meal plan, we put a list down of simple meals. What I found is things that are extravagant or you make too much, nobody could ever eat it, or it doesn't heat up well, or you try an experiment for something else and a member or so of the family doesn't like it. It's easier just to have simple meals that everybody likes, and you can easily buy them. They're not expensive. They come from frugal pantry staples. Just write down a list, and we really just trust in simple meals, whether it be spaghetti and salad, tomato soup and grilled cheese, pizza, to something such as veggie lo mein or pot roast. Whatever it is that you like, put it down and make those simple recipes. Number 11 is I exercise for free. I have had gym memberships in the past, and hey, if you have a gym membership, you go and it works for you, no need to come for me in the comments. I get it. Wonderful. I always say when saving money, do what you love. What you value is going to be different from everybody. So I'm not saying not to do that. I'm saying for me, a gym is not valuable. I'm not going to pay it because I'm not going to drive there. I work out every single day. I walk for 2 miles, or what I actually do now in the last several months is called rucking, R-U-C-K. And I bought a ruck pack from GoRuck.com. It has been amazing because I this year discovered that I'm not able to run anymore. It does not work for my alignment. I ended up hurting the next day pretty badly. So what I do now is something that's way less impactful for my back, but still gives me that added strength training, and it's rucking. If you haven't looked into it, I found out about it when I read the book, The Comfort Crisis by Mike Easter, I think wrote that. That's a great book as well. So check that one out, put that on your reading list. But it talks about rucking, and it's been fantastic. But all that's free. Of course, not the backpack or the weight that go in the ruck were free. However, added up over time, it is super inexpensive. That cost is as much as some people pay on a monthly gym membership. Number 12 is I check all of my accounts at least every other day, sometimes every day. Checking your bank account, checking your cards, check in on them. I've had my stuff stolen before several times, and it is not a good feeling. Also, just to make sure that there is an auto draft of some super high bill that I didn't okay, or that went up and I didn't know about, or something that was over. For instance, I put a tip on a bill at a restaurant and it ended up being more. You just never know. So checking that account every day keeps my head focused too on where I'm at financially and helps me with those potential things that could cause a derailment. My last one, number 13, is I drink a lot of water. We went out the other day and I wanted to see how much, I got a half and half tea, talking about tea. How much does this cost? How much did it cost at a restaurant? I didn't even get a refill because I didn't drink that much of it. Or I drank all of it, but it didn't need a refill. $2.50. The water was free. And this is why I'm doing this experiments to see what the cost of things are for you. If you haven't seen my video on name brand versus store brand grocery, check it out. I'll link it down below. But basically I thought that is insane. So if 2 people get teas, it's $5 down the drain. So I drink a lot of water. I drink about half of my body weight in ounces is what I strive to do. Well, what the recommended amount is, you can look that up or check with your doctor. But that is what I try to do. It, first of all, also keeps me full. It keeps me hydrated. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me energized. It helps with my skincare where I don't have to spend as much money on, all these different things to use. But drinking a lot of water is something I do every single day that definitely does help me cut cost. Don't forget to put down in the comments below what are some things that you do on a daily basis that help you save money, cut cost. I would love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click on that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back for more videos.